Today, we're diving into a popular post from the Reddit titled as, "I ate a for walking out of the airport when I saw my husband's mom standing there with her luggage." This post received 50,022 upvotes. Posted by Rhode Island 123. The post reads as follows. "IF30 don't have the best relationship with my husband's mom. Since day one she tried to make remarks and compare me to her. She then tried to get on my good side and started overly praising everything I do and sometimes even copying me, like that one time when she literally dyed her hair purple just like mine, and when everyone pointed out how ridiculous she looked, she actually blamed me and accused me of trying to make a joke out of her. So, anyways, my husband and I took 2 weeks off work to go visit some places out of the country. Tourism, in other words. Thing is, I was the one who saved up for and arranged for the trip. My husband was responsible for booking the tickets. My husband's mom wanted to come along and threw temper tantrums when I said no. She called, texted, sent people to talk to me into letting her come, even threatened to call the police and make some complaint up to get us to stay if she can't come. My husband said we should just take her, but I told him he was wrong to tell her about the trip in the first place. He gave me an ultimatum. Said he wouldn't go if she can't come, and I told him I'd gladly call his bluff, which made him take his words back and say, fine. I will tell her to stop it because we won't take her. Things got quieter, suspiciously quieter. The day of the trip came and we got to the airport at 2 p.m. My husband was walking ahead of me and was looking left and right like he was looking for someone. I asked him, but he didn't respond. He led me to the waiting area and first thing I saw was his mom standing there with her luggage. I froze in my spot. I felt a cold wave washing over me and I was fuming inside. She and my husband were hugging. That's when I quietly turned around and started walking towards the exit. My husband followed me while shouting at me to stop. He tried to stop me, but I told him off the harshest way possible. He tried to say I was overreacting and that his mom was there, anyway, and I should let it go and not mess the trip up for us. I told him he and his mom could still go and that I was going home. I went home and sobbed into my dog's fur for several minutes. Turned out he booked her a ticket without me knowing. An hour later he came home yelling and raging about how pathetic and spiteful I was to walk out and go home and ruin the trip last minute. I told him he caused this to happen. He said that I was being so hard on his mom, it's ridiculous. I refused to fight anymore, but he kept on berating me, then called my family to tell them that the trip was cancelled and that it was because of me. My family said that I shouldn't have ruined it for myself and should have sucked it up and done my best to enjoy. Did I really overreact? A comment from user Save the Book says, definitely NTA. You know that if you had sucked it up and gone with them, the entire vacation would be all about catering to his mom. Whatever she wanted to do. Whatever places she wanted to go. Places she wanted to eat. You'd be the third wheel on your own vacation. This comment received 9411 upvotes. A reply from the original author Rhode Island 123 says, "You are absolutely correct. This is exactly how I felt when I saw her standing there." This reply received 6688 upvotes. A comment from user Mandagrogu says, "NTA, I can't believe he had the audacity. How spineless can someone be?" This comment received 2690 upvotes. A reply from the original author Rhode Island 123 says, "He said he just wants to keep the peace, but I noticed that every time she gets her way, she expects more." This reply received 3090 upvotes. A comment from user Tiger Belmont says, "NTA, you actually helped him and his mom to have the romantic getaway they really wanted." This comment received 8281 upvotes. A reply from the original author Rhode Island 123 says, "The trip was actually cancelled and he said it was because of me." This reply received 4355 upvotes. A comment from user particular_policy_41 says, "Look, this is some next level boundary stomping. Have you read this really old book called Sons and Lovers, by chance? Classic lit. Your hub sounds a lot like the protagonist who is in love with his mom. You sound like a hardworking, good and kind person. You can find someone that is willing to set you first in their life. 2 hearts NTA. This comment received 1164 upvotes. A reply from the original author Rhode Island 123 says, "Not unfortunately I haven't. But I think someone else mentioned it as well." This reply received 697 upvotes. A reply from the original author Rhode Island 123 says, "Thanks you so much. You're really kind growing heart." This reply received 398 upvotes. A comment from user Trashy Teal says, "This is reeking of a unhealthy mother-son relationship NTA, by the way." This comment received 2855 upvotes. A reply from the original author Rhode Island 123 says, "My husband is the youngest. He's 27 and his mom favors him from all her other's children, which made them resent him and now me, even though they're aware of my constant beef with her." This reply received 2720 upvotes. A comment from user Pagan Breed says, "Ruined it for yourself?" No. He ruined it. Sounds like you're always going to come second to this woman and no one has the backbone to so much as critique that. I am so sorry. NTA, but everyone else is. Absolutely everyone. This comment received 902 upvotes. A reply from the original author Rhode Island 123 says, "Yes. He tells me that I'm hard to deal with when it comes to his mom and thinks that I'm not willing to work my issues out with her, but I try my best then get shut down." This reply received 958 upvotes. A comment from user Monster Moon says, "I'd divorce this man. I'd get tired of tripping over his umbilical cord." NTA. This comment received 6585 upvotes. A comment from user Secondrot says, "NTA. Hubby lied to you and put his mother before you? I'd be looking to get out of that marriage. That would be a deal breaker for me." This comment received 10,603 upvotes. A reply from the original author Rhode Island 123 says, "Things as he didn't even pay for anything. And I really wanted us to have some special time together as a couple and was really looking forward to having this trip. So much that I worked more hours to be able to save for it." This reply received 9787 upvotes. A comment from user Katana 1369 says, "Are you sure you want to be married to this man? What's gonna happen if or when you have kids? Is he going to let her make the decisions? NTA, and y'all need marriage counseling. I'm glad you had a dog for comfort. And if you do divorce, take the dog with you." This comment received 1234 upvotes. A comment from user Fluffy Scheme 7704 says, "NTA. Book a ticket somewhere else to visit a girlfriend or family and enjoy your days off. Leave him home with his mommy." This comment received 1074 upvotes. A reply from the original author Rhode Island 123 says, "I still have few days off to spend, but I'm feeling both physically and mentally exhausted and don't feel like going out." This reply received 1234 upvotes. A comment from user Ninjaman 2021 says, "Trust me, get out now. He's always going to put his mother before your marriage and it's a battle you're never going to win." This comment received 3754 upvotes. A comment from user Ruby Larkspur 87 says, "NTA. He gave you an ultimatum no loving partner would ever put you in that position. He's a mummy's boy and she's manipulative and toxic. You have every right to enjoy a holiday with your husband without them behaving like children. You did the right thing. The next right thing to do is leave. He doesn't respect you." This comment received 20,075 upvotes. A reply from the original author Rhode Island 123 says, "I didn't know he'd really take it this far and actually give an ultimate. That shook me, and I'm not gonna lie, from the moment he gave this ultimate I really wanted to cancel." This reply received 11,860 upvotes. A comment from user Spring Summer says, "NTA. Divorce him. You have no idea how bad this is going to get if you have kids with this man." This comment received 761 upvotes. A comment from user BrainFreeze4445 says, "NTA for leaving, but you shouldn't have married a guy that is married to his mom. Find someone that will give you 100%. This comment received 1155 upvotes. A comment from user Supa the Baked says, I love my mom but no way in hell would I want her on a getaway with my so especially after her throwing a tantrum. You really need to decide if you can put up with this. 'Cause I guarantee this won't be the last time something like this happens. Good luck edit. NTA. This comment received 301 upvotes. A reply from the original author Rhode Island 123 says, yes. If only he could actually have at least one long conversation with her about what she's doing, but he sees nothing wrong with her behavior and thinks that I'm constantly overreacting and getting easily offended over every little thing. This reply received 533 upvotes. A comment from user safe_representative4 says, NTA. You told him what your boundary was and you stuck to it. Well done. You Mill sounds like she has narcissistic tendencies and your husband is her flying monkey. Don't argue with them about it or they'll just try to poke holes in your argument and get you to doubt yourself. He ruined this. Your boundary didn't. This comment received 599 upvotes. A comment from an anonymous user says, run, and take the dog. If he isn't able to see the issue with this, and even blames you, he will never change. This comment received 836 upvotes. A reply from the original author Rhode Island 123 says, my dog is my best friend. He gets me through so much pain and sadness, even depression, by being there for me whenever I need him. I'm blessed to have him. Been 3 years since I had him and he's still excited to see me every time. This reply received 1304 upvotes. A comment from user decent_ad6389 says, NTA. You ruined nothing. You merely opted not to go on the trip. Your husband and his mother could have still gone. They made up their own minds not to go. So anyone in your family says you cancelled the trip? Tell them no. Your husband and his mother cancelled their own trip and leave it at that. Accept no blame. Your family thinks you should have sucked it up? They're free to have all the vacations they want with her. Tell them that. Hell, even offer to share her contact information for their future trips if they are such experts in what is and isn't tolerable. It wasn't their call, so their opinions are worthless. You have a husband problem. Time for a very honest conversation about where his priorities are. You deserve better. This comment received 284 upvotes. A comment from user Lo-Fi Sim says, girl, I am so fucking sorry but all these people in your life are not it. It seems you married a mommy's boy. WTF. You could do so much better. This comment received 1468 upvotes. A comment from user Fire_Goddess11 says, you didn't overreact in any way. Anybody else notice that the person who believes that you've overreacted is always the one who has done something shitty? Anyway, by now you've realized that your marriage isn't real. Mama is number one to the mother's boy. So, what do you do next, op? I hope you make yourself number one. This comment received 517 upvotes. A reply from the original author Rhode Island 123 says, I think that my family were originally on my side but were just trying to get me to enjoy myself no matter what because they know how much I needed this trip and thought that I should have held on to it despite everything else. This reply received 698 upvotes. A comment from user MB1428 says, NTA I hope you have a good divorce lawyer. Leave that mama's boy now. This comment received 675 upvotes. A comment from user peanutbutter_toast_ says, I don't want to call the divorce card but divorce. You told your boundaries, you said no. She crossed it. Your husband told you he would tell her no, he lied. He tried to pin you in a corner by not saying anything and bringing her anyways and got upset you refused to be a part of his little trap? And then to berate you? He's not a good man. He needs to go. NTA. This comment received 81,798 upvotes. A reply from the original author Rhode Island 123 says, correct. I did say no and in the nicest way but she was having none of it. Seeing my husband giving in to her tantrums made me feel weaker. but I still kept trying to hold that boundary even after he himself said he wouldn't unless she go. It was stressful and very exhausting, and I really considered canceling way earlier but tried harder because I really wanted this trip. This reply received 7894 upvotes. A comment from user, an anonymous user says, "So NTA. This woman threatens to report a fake crime, which is extremely illegal, to ruin your trip with your husband because she was mad she wasn't allowed to come. That's how spoiled children act. Your husband then blaming you and berating you for hours afterwards is even more upsetting. I'm sorry this happened and I hope you find some closure. Good luck buddy, skeptical smiley face." This comment received 191 upvotes. A comment from user Green Thumb Cottage says, "NTA. Your husband is the pathetic one, not you. Check out R. Just know MIL and R. Just know so for better advice on how to navigate this. I would have looked him dead in the eye and said I want a divorce. He wants his mommy so much, he can marry her instead. Your hubby sounds like a boat steadier." https://www.reddit.com/r/just normal/comments/77pixpo/don't_rock_the_boat. This comment received 673 upvotes.